This is one of the biggest downgrades in all of horror. This isn't The Strangers, but the Asylum knockoff you find out Walmart or Amazon. A few years back, it was announced that the Strangers franchise was making a comeback, though instead of it being another sequel, it was announced that it was going to be a remake and also a prequel. Renny Harlin was set to direct. Now, I'm not a big Renny Harlin fan, but I do love Deep Blue Sea and A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, so I was more or less excited. But the weirdest part of all these announcements was that it was set to be a trilogy, and that they were filming each movie back to back. The trailer would further hammer home the fact that this movie would be a prequel, showing us why the Strangers became the Strangers. Now, I'm a sucker for origins and detailed backstories. But no, not this time. The reason the first two were so scary because the Strangers could be anybody. The fear that anybody could be a killer, and that evil things just happen for no reason. That didn't matter who the victims were.
Why are you doing this to us? Because you were home.
If you watched my previous videos, you know I'm a big fan of the first two films. So I was beyond excited for this movie. Even though I was mixed on the trailers, I still had hope that we would get something chilling compared to the first two. And boy, was I wrong. This time we follow a couple, Maya and Ryan, as they travel to Portland. But after some car trouble, the two have to book an Airbnb for the night, so their truck can be fixed up by morning. But strange things began to happen in their cabin in the woods, and soon enough, the couple is terrorized by three masked strangers. Alright, first, if you haven't noticed, the plot is very similar to the first movie. A couple goes out to a cabin in the woods, gets stalked and stabbed. Even things like them accidentally killing an innocent man or the little Mormon boys. It's just a remake of the original, and not a prequel like the trailer may have led you to believe. The film can't take place in 2005 because there's smartphones and cars with magic engine, but Chapter 1 takes place in his own timeline, which would be fine if you didn't consistently use "see how the Strangers became the Strangers" in the marketing. Second, our main couple sucks. James and Kristen weren't nothing special in the original, but there was something about how Liv Taylor, and Scott Speedman played the characters. There was a genuine intimacy there. It was soft, it felt real. And these actors have no chemistry. and they're supposed to have been dating for 5 years. Feels more like 5 months. Which is a shame because when I did watch Riverdale, Madeleine I'm bad with names. Madeleine Petsch was the best part of that show. She and her co-star have some moments, but is quickly ruined by something stupid. Like when her boyfriend calls out an obvious scam, the town folks are trying to pull on them, and she just brushes it aside. That's how it goes in the movie. They stop to get something to eat. When they stop at the diner, they see the mechanics eyeing them. They go to the diner, they have their little meal, which is uncomfortable because the town folk are freaky, get out of the diner, the car won't start. Can the guy's just knocking on the window you got some car trouble? Looks at it oh, you this part, it broken. We can't fix it. The shop is closed. You gotta come back in the morning and I'll go drive out and fix it for you. Right then and there, you'll be ready to leave by morning. And the boyfriend also no, it's a scam. I saw you watching us when we pull in. you obviously did something to our car. It's very convenient that the store isn't open where it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and now you want us to rent out this Airbnb that we don't know it could be belong to anybody. No, it sounds weird. And she's like, Ryan, you're overreacting. Of course we'll take the cabin. So stupid. It's so stupid. And they obviously they have money. They couldn't rent their own Airbnb. They couldn't order an Uber or taxi or whatever to take them someplace else. These characters are stupid. Not like the first two movies where their stupidity can be chalked up on them not thinking clearly due to the situation. No, these characters are fucking dumb. There's the car scam, like I said before. There's the girlfriend calling the owner of the place of the Airbnb to come fix the fridge so their beer doesn't get cold, even though they're leaving in the morning. But just drinking hot at that point. I hate this woman. Not the actress, this character. She's taking a shower in a house that she doesn't know. After this weirdo keeps knocking on the door asking for someone who doesn't live there, and just a few moments before, she hears somebody singing outside the cabin. They refuse to run on the main road when they get the chance to. And then there's the boyfriend not shooting pinup girl when she's messing with him, and he has the gun right to her forehead. He isn't like Luke from Prey at Night. He's not a 17-year-old boy. No, of course, maybe he doesn't want to kill someone. Maybe he's scared to pull the trigger. They pulled the trigger pretty freaking quick on the owner when he thought he was one of the strangers. He doesn't even have to kill her right here. Like, he has the gun right next to her. Just aim it down for her leg or just knock her out. Oh yeah, I forgot this moron, he forgot his inhaler. Yes, because they mentioned it in the beginning. He has to take a inhaler for, yeah, I'm sure why. It could be for any reasons. But yeah, when he gets stressed out, he needs to use this inhaler. They use it in the opening to establish he needs a inhaler. So, around like the middle of the movie, after they spend some time in the cabin, he's like, I need to get my inhaler. I forgot it in the truck. I don't need an inhaler. I don't really need an inhaler. But I must say, it's pretty hard to forget something you need to live. I don't forget my phone when I leave the house. How can you forget your inhaler? I guess it wouldn't be that bad if you actually needed the inhaler, like it was a very big important plot point, but it doesn't really play out like that. Because there's a part in the movie where he once again loses his inhaler and he has to try to make a makeshift inhaler to calm himself down. It's not used like to show like, oh, he had to do that, so now the stranger are gonna find him. No, it happens and we move on with it. During the recreation and one of the best scenes in the original, when the girlfriend character is first attacked by the strangers. In the 2008 version, Kristen flees the bedroom after she sees Baghead and one of the women breaking into the house, or at least opening the door. She flees into the bedroom and, in fumbling to turn the lamp off, she cuts herself. In the new version, Maya fumbles about after the power goes off and finds one of the strangers. Instead of punching them, she runs up into the closet. While hiding in the closet, this stupid woman, and she never once thinks to turn her flashlight off on her phone. It's so bright, you can see under the door. It's lighting up the whole space. And no one once thought, when making the movie, to say, Pesh, can you please turn the flashlight off? Can you please turn the flashlight off, Pesh? No, can you please turn it off? Did no one think that? That could not have been the only take you took of the movie. That scene. The strangers themselves are actually one of the better parts of the movie. They're creepy, but the script does nothing with them. I like the new look for Pinup Girl compared to the first one. OG Pinup Girl was missing something about her. The new baby doll is nowhere near as creepy as the original. I hate the new mask, and I hate the fact that her hair, her iconic blonde hair, isn't just down. Heck, she doesn't even need to have blonde hair. Just any kind of hair, red, gray, it could be anything. Just to make her a little bit closer to the original. And I know why they cover Pinup Girl and Baby Doll's hair up, to make it harder to identify who they really are. Cool, but you could at least give her something different to wear, like a better looking outfit or something. I'm mixed on the new look for the Man in the Mask. Apparently the new trilogy is calling him Scarecrow, which is, not bad. A little bit better than Man in the Mask. It was always a little odd that the original Man in the Mask wore a suit compared to the ladies who were wearing something a little bit more casual, and his mask was very similar to Michael Myers. The sack was almost a pure white, and there were lots of shots that hit his eyes, almost make it look like complete darkness. Depending on the shot, you could almost imply emotion with the mask. Sometimes the mask looks like a happy smile, sometimes it looks like a weird crooked smile. Scarecrow! Like I said, there's nothing bad with Scarecrow's design. I like he kind of looks like a hunter. I like the jacket. Kind of implies it's all a game to him, like a sport to him. But then again, he's not as creepy. He's intimidating. I say he's more intimidating than the Man in the Mask, but the Man in the Mask is a lot more creepy. But, my goblins and ghouls of the internet, who are the strangers? Well, we have a whole town of suspects. While I don't like the idea of revealing the motives of the strangers, why does it have to be so obvious? The moment Ryan and Maya enter the town, they're getting dirty looks from everybody. Everyone is judging them for every little thing. They bitch at them because they aren't married and she's a vegetarian. When Ryan leaves to get food, everybody's getting all pissy because he can't stay and drink with them. Oh, the city boy think he do good to drink with us? Dude, his girlfriend's in the cabin. He came with somebody. He has to go back there. Remember? Hey, do you remember? Do you remember the 21st of September? Remember the two Mormon boys from the original? Remember how they were also victims of the strangers, traumatized by finding the aftermath of the murders? Well, now they are just creepy kids with pamphlets, which, to be honest, is also kind of terrifying in its own regard. These pamphlets they hand out, it's also given to Ryan when he leaves to go out to get food. I don't know, it's kind of obvious. So the whole town hates outsiders. That's what I'm guessing at. So the town hates outsiders, and there's a religious connection. So they hate outsiders, and I'm gonna guess. Okay. So they hate outsiders, but what they really hate is probably something sinful. They probably don't like that they are not married. They're like, oh, they're together in wedlock. They're doing this and that. They're living together in a cabin. Oh, that's why we need to go get them. Especially because there's that one shot where it kind of implies that Saghead and Pinup Girl might be a couple. So I don't know. It feels like there's the first movie in this chapter in this trilogy should have been mostly terror and carnage, and we should have been getting clues in chapter 2. I don't know, that's just me. The biggest sin is that the movie isn't scary at all. The first two films, even the more fun Prey at Night, are fantastic at creating dread, making the audience feel hopeless, bleak, and depressing, but in a fun, scary way. Barely any of those emotions range through with chapter 1. It just feels generic with loud noises for every little scare. I mean, take the scene from the original where we have Kristen. Why do you saying Christian? We have Kristen. We have her just walking through the cabin, she's walking through the cabin. She thinks she hears something. You just chilling out, waiting for her boyfriend or fiance or ex, wherever they were at that moment, to get back. And the Man in the Mask just creeps through the darkness. He's just standing there in the background, watching her. We don't know what he's thinking. He's just watching her. And it's just so freaky because it just pops out. There's no loud noises. There's no jump at you. It's just there. And you have to watch him watching her as she's oblivious to it. Now, they do the same thing in chapter 2 or chapter 1 and a few places. The first time it happens is when Maya is playing the piano and she has her back turned, the camera's at her back, and the camera tilts up, and in the mirror above her, we see Scarecrow just sitting down watching her. And it's actually a pretty effective scare. I really like it. It's ruined by the fact that there's this little jump, there's a little loud noise to it. But I don't mind jump scares. I don't mind loud noises in horror movies when they can be creepy or cool, but it ruins the tension. It ruins the tension. And it happens again when she's taking a shower, which, once again, why are you taking a shower in this strange house where you're almost certain there's people outside fucking with you? She's taking a shower and the camera is panning. Like, I think the camera pans to the right and you see Scarecrow watching her. When you see that in the trailer, it's creepy because it just pans and he's there. But when in the actual movie, when the camera pans, it's comes out with this loud cheering noise, like dun dun dun.
Casting shadow.
And you ruin it. You ruin the tension. You ruin the tension. And also, it comes out to be a little pervy too, because he's watching in a shower. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love a little pervy. I love a little perviness in my movies. Madeline Petch she's a gorgeous woman, but it feels different. The tension is different. When the Man in Mask did it, it's because we don't know why. He's just a freak. He's a weirdo. He's just watching her, right? Prior to see what she's doing, how she's acting. Maybe he's wondering if she's actually going to notice him. Here, though, it only implies that he's creepy because he's probably a pervert. Even the look is off. The first two sell that the locations are far away in the dead of night. But in here, we know there's a town not that far away, and I can see through the darkness. This isn't the amazing blackness of part 1 or even part 2. This is obvious studio lighting. The Dark Knight does not look like the Dark Knight. It looks like the movie constantly looks like it's probably like around 5 a.m. in the morning, where there's a little sun out, but it's not too much sun. It's just enough sun, just enough light to see. Now, maybe, just maybe, they had some cool ideas for chapter 2 and 3, but they had to remake the first one to get everything, get all rolling. Okay, cool. Understandable. But why do you have to be so piss poor lazy? Why not just do the legacy sequel thing and just keep part 1 in continuity? Paramount has proven they don't have any faith in their product because of the huge delay. These movies were shot back to back with the intent of all of them being released within a few months of each other. Chapter 1 came out in May 2024. Chapter 2 was going to come out around fall, I believe, and Chapter 3 was going to be early 2025. Think about how Netflix did the Fear Street trilogy a couple years ago. It was supposed to be kind of like that, but in theaters. Well, they delayed Chapter 2 for over a year for reshoots and to probably retool Chapter 3. This hurts. This just really hurts. I like remakes. I hope when they remake or reimagine a film, they can do something unique with it, something special with that original idea. Hell, the new How to Train Your Dragons movie shows that at times, even a shot-for-shot remake can be good. I don't recommend doing that, but it can be good. This was just utter laziness, a cash grab that didn't understand what made the first 2 films scary. God help us. I have been Anya, your Demon Cinephile, and I'll see you next time, and wherever you do, don't answer that door.
Is Tamara here?